Hey, what up, y'all? Mr. Cruz here, the hardest worker in the room. Wanted to talk to you guys today about algorithm. If you've been on social media, and if you're an artist and you kind of use social media as a platform to reach out to other people, you've heard maybe other people complain about something called the algorithm. So what the algorithm is, an algorithm is pretty much like a sequence or a system that kind of branches out into, dang, I really don't know how to explain an algorithm. It's really, really complicated.
Look like an idiot.
But it's kind of like a video game. So I play a lot of video games, and so a part of video games is like events that take place that are kind of triggered as a result of other events that have happened. So one of my favorite games of all time is Mass Effect.
Thank you.
All right, the whole series to me is dope. 3 was But anyways, in these games, the choices that you make have a huge various impact on the world and the ending. So if, let's say, for example, in one of the games, like I had the opportunity to, send a comrade to go defuse a bomb, and then send another comrade to go, like, hey, hold off these forces, at the front line so that, we can go accomplish this other mission. Depending on who I picked would kind of have an effect on like what would happen in later game. When I got to part 2, they kind of carry on the story like, hey, now this person died and they have like a monument to them, but this other person is kind of traumatized by the events that had happened. It was saying all that. Algorithm is like a precursor to an event that triggers another event that triggers another event. So in social media, kind of relating that to social media, what that means is that when you post something, Instagram, TikTok, Facebook, Twitter, they all abide by an algorithm that determines how much attention your post will get.
I'm also just a girl standing in front of a boy, asking him to love her.
So sometimes people complain about the algorithm and say like, oh man, they changed the algorithm, and now the stuff that I'm posting doesn't get as much love. I only got like 5 or 6 views and a couple of likes and blah blah blah. I used to get like 1,000, whatever. I want to tell you this: a lot of times the people who say that, not say that people who say that is a lie, but like sometimes it's not necessarily true. With a lot of these platforms, the objective of the platform is to get you to stay on the platform for as long as possible. So when you open up Instagram wants you to stay on that app as long as you can, because the longer that you're on that app, the more ads you're going to see, the more revenue they're going to be able to collect. The more engaged you are increases, the amount of ad space or ads that they can in turn sell so that they can kind of make money. So when it comes to these platforms, that's what their objective is: get you to stay on as long as possible. 525,600 minutes. The way they do that is that they will tend to show you content based off of your previous actions, right? They'll show you content that they think that you will like the most, that you have the greatest percent of engaging with, the greatest ratio of engaging with. So for me, for example, I really love The Office.
It's true.
So like actually, you can kind of take this. If you go on Instagram's explore page and you see all the stuff that's on there, it's going to be stuff that Instagram thinks like, hey, well, this person this past week, they've liked and commented on a bunch of posts that were about dogs. So on your explore page, you're going to see a whole bunch of content in relation to dogs because Instagram thinks that that's what you like based off of your actions and your activity. So that's what Instagram is going to use in order to get you to stay on their content. Now, here is where people kind of get this whole algorithm stuff misconstrued, and then they blame the algorithm for them not getting a whole lot of engagement. The algorithm only changes when there's a massive change to the platform in and of itself. For example, when Instagram introduced Reels, they had to change the algorithm because there's now a new aspect of their platform that they have to integrate and incorporate into their algorithm. This is why when Reels came out, a whole bunch of people were posting on Reels and getting a lot of attention because Instagram really wanted to promote Reels. So people who were posting Reels really were getting a lot of traction and engagement because Instagram is pushing that kind of content. When Facebook started incorporating ads, that you could start running Facebook ads, they had to change the algorithm because now it wouldn't necessarily be fair for people to pay money to have their content seen or content boosted when prior to that, Facebook was on a chronological timeline, right? If somebody posted something at 4 o'clock and you logged in at 4:05, you might see that, but if somebody else posted something at 4:04, then you're gonna see that post first. The algorithms change, yes, but the algorithms change when there's a massive change to the platform. Now, if your stuff is not getting a lot of engagement or attention, change up your content. I was posting stuff and then I realized like, man, my engagement is kind of like tanking. So I started showing myself on my screens more often, right? On my posts, I started taking more videos of like where you could see my face. Then I got a lot more, right? So then like that engagement kind of climbed up and then it started to get back down. So then I changed up the content that I was posting and then it started going back up and then it goes back down. Your audience is going to get bored of seeing the same thing over and over again. The stuff that you post is competing with thousands, millions of other people's content. So in order for you to get your stuff to get a lot more love, a lot of it relies on engagement. So if I post something and then that post gets, 100 views, 17 likes and 3 comments, well, that's not really a whole lot. Instagram is going to look at those numbers. The algorithm is going to look at those numbers and say like, this is not a good post and this isn't going to get people to stay on the app. So like, we're not going to kind of like push that. But if I post something and then that post gets, 2,000 views, 45 likes and 30 comments, Instagram is going to look at that and say like, hey, we should show this. We should have this appear on other people's like explore page or for you page and all this other stuff. We should boost this a little bit more because people seem to like this. And if we get people to like this, and if these people over here have liked it already, there's a good chance that these people over here who aren't followers or who have never seen this person's content are also going to like it and engage and then be locked in to the platform. This is kind of where a lot of people end up in these groups where they talk about like, hey man, like, share, comment on my stuff, hey man, retweet this, post this on your stories and all that stuff. Feed me, Carbon, feed me now. I've been a part of those groups. I don't like them. Not to say that they don't work, but the objective is to be able to get people to engage with your content by doing as little as possible. I don't want to have to, every time that I post, go into, 5 or 6 different group chats and like share my content to them and hope that they will share it and that they will like it and they'll engage with my content. What I want is for me to post something and then just have the dedicated fans and followers that I have engage with that automatically, because then I don't have to work as hard. Plus, Instagram does take into account the type of accounts that are liking and commenting on your post. So if I post something about cats and then a bunch of people who are also, they've also engaged with content about cats, then Instagram is going to give that a better chance at being boosted. If I post something about cats and then a whole bunch of people who comment and share on it, like, music, cars, video games, clothing, fashion, movies and stuff like that, well, Instagram is kind of not going to say that like, well, something about this is fishy. We're not really going to boost that right now. We're not going to share that stuff to other people. We're not going to let a lot more people see that because that doesn't quite seem kosher. This is kind of how Instagram blocks bots and spammers, even though they kind of do a really terrible job at it. I don't want this video to be too much. I just kind of wanted to give you as much, water from a fire hose information as possible so that you understand how the algorithms work. And again, I'm just talking about Instagram, but all of these platforms have algorithms that are very similar because they obviously want you to stay locked in and engaged. That's what I got for you guys. Hopefully it's helpful. Let me know in the comments below if it is helpful, if you got something from this. Also, let me know which platform you like to, share your content on the most. All right, for me, it's really Instagram. That's what I got for you guys. Make sure you like, comment, and subscribe. It's your boy, Mr. Cruz, out.